It was one of those nights where the cold seemed to seep into your bones, and for Tom Harris, it felt colder than usual. His small auto repair shop, tucked on the outskirts of a quiet town in Oregon, hadn't seen much business in weeks. The recession had hit hard. His bills stacked higher than his toolbox, and the eviction notice on his desk threatened to close the doors of Harris Auto Repair for good. Tom was a man of few words and fewer complaints. Widowed young, with no kids of his own, he poured his life into fixing what others gave up on: beat-up trucks, stubborn engines, and broken-down dreams. But tonight, as the wind howled outside and he worked late on an old Chevy, something made him stop. A faint knock at the garage door. He frowned, wiping grease-stained hands on a rag. It was well past midnight. Probably a stray cat, he thought. But then it came again, timid, barely there. Tom opened the door and saw a boy. Maybe 7, 8 years old. Messy blonde hair, dirt on his cheeks, shivering in a thin jacket. "Hey, kid, you lost?" Tom asked, his voice rough but not unkind. The boy's eyes darted to the ground. "Can I stay here? Just for a while. I won't touch nothing. Promise." Tom hesitated. Lord knew he didn't need more trouble. But something in the kid's eyes, a mix of fear and desperate hope, made him nod. "Come on in. It ain't the Ritz, but it's warm." He cleared his space on an old recliner by the corner heater, tossed the boy a blanket, and handed him a can of cola from the fridge. "What's your name?" "Eli." "You got folks around, Eli?" The boy didn't answer. Just pulled the blanket tight and closed his eyes. Tom figured the kid would bolt by morning. Probably some runaway or a kid from a bad home. He'd call the sheriff in the morning, let them sort it out. But for tonight, no kid was sleeping out in that cold. Tom went back to his work, the steady click of his wrench filling the room. The next morning, Tom woke to the sound of rotor blades slicing the air. A helicopter. In his lot. He bolted outside, heart pounding, just in time to see a sleek, black chopper touch down, dust and papers swirling everywhere. 2 men in suits stepped out, scanning the area until their eyes landed on Eli, who'd just woken up, rubbing sleep from his eyes. "Eli," one of the men called, his voice breaking with emotion. "Thank God." The kid's face lit up. "Uncle Mark." The man scooped the boy into his arms, hugging him like he might never let go. Tom stood frozen, trying to piece it together. The other man approached. "You Tom Harris?" "Yeah." "Name's Daniel Reed. Head of security for Reed Tech." Tom blinked. Reed Tech? The name sounded familiar, one of those tech giants you read about but never meet. Eli's the nephew of Robert Reed, CEO. Kid went missing yesterday afternoon from their estate up north. Whole state's been looking for him. Mr. Reed's been beside himself. Tom stared at the boy. He never said. Daniel smiled. Kid's been through a lot. Probably didn't trust anyone. But he picked the right person. Tom shrugged, feeling oddly embarrassed. Didn't do much. Just gave him a place to crash. That was everything. Before Tom could respond, a tall, graying man stepped out of the helicopter. Robert Reed. He looked nothing like the billionaires you see on magazine covers. His face was worn with worry, eyes tired but kind. He crossed the lot and extended his hand. "Mr. Harris, you saved my family." Tom took the handshake, feeling awkward. "Just did what anyone decent would have." Reed smiled. "You'd be surprised how rare that is." A few moments later, after heartfelt thanks and assurances, the helicopter lifted off, carrying Eli home. Tom figured that was the end of it. 2 days later, a brand new sign gleamed over his garage: Harris Auto and Custom Repair, in partnership with Reed Tech. A new fleet of tools, state-of-the-art equipment, and enough business contracts to keep him busy for years rolled in. Robert Reed had made good on his promise. "Anything you need, Tom." The town buzzed with the news. Reporters came and went. But Tom stayed the same, fixing what was broken, lending a hand when no one was watching. Because to him, it wasn't about recognition. It was about choosing kindness, even when no one was looking. And sometimes, when you least expect it, kindness circles back.